Alright y'all, this is Brandy from Southern Crafts DIY, and I want to say hey to all my returning viewers and welcome any new viewers. So like normal, if you follow me on social media, which the links are down below, you'll have seen a list of everything needed for today's project. Let me clean this up a little bit because I thought I got it off and it didn't. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to show you this project. I found the stuff at Dollar Tree and I had this great idea for this project, just to let you know, and it didn't exactly work out the way I was thinking, and I will get more into that when we get on the project. So let me go ahead and show y'all what is needed for this project. Okay y'all, so the first thing you're going to need is these Dollar Tree candy cane wreath frames, and I'm going to explain to you what I originally had the idea for. So what I do is when I buy wreaths frames, I like to double it up to just make it thicker, but when you do that with this, it doesn't exactly work the way I want it to. They go opposite ways, so I hope you can see this. So that is what I mean by wasn't really what I was thinking. So you're going to need 2 of those for this project. You are going to need some zip ties. They don't need to be too big. You're going to need some white and red yarn. I bought 2 skeins a piece because I wasn't sure how much I'm going to need, but that should be enough. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention it, but you're going to need something to cut the zip ties with. I use wire cutters. You can use scissors. Alright, let's jump on in. Alright y'all, so as you know, we're going to fold it, we're going to do like that, like I said, and then we're going to take some zip ties and we're just going to tie it together. I eventually figured this out, and I don't know why I have such a hard time figuring it out when I do this, but let me start down here. But the first thing you're going to want to do is just tie the pieces together. I always have a hard time with this. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm going to keep that on there, but I want it there for now. So, let me see what I can do, because I always have a hard time with this. And I don't understand why. Because it shouldn't be that hard to figure out. So I do it on both sides just to make sure it does not move at all. Because I don't want it to move. So we're just going to zip tie them together so that they're one piece. And if you have a better way of doing this, feel free to do it. This is just the way I know how to do it. And make sure you let me know so I can try different things. But this seems to work for me for the most part, so I just continue to do like this. Oops. That was stupid. Give me a second, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking on that one. So I want to tie it down here too. Let me get it. Let me see if I can get it where you can see it. I just did that to help hold it together real quick, but I want to go ahead and put here too because I want it as good as I can get it. I know technically this moves, but it'll be fine. Alright. So that's pretty much all you need. Just tighten it in a couple spots and zip tie it down. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut off the ends of the zip ties. that's that. Now we're going to move on to the next step. Alright, so this just came in my head, so I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm doing, but it'll work. So what I didn't want to do what I normally do when I make these. Let me find the angel. What I normally do, there it is I'll use ribbon or floral or fabric and stuff like that, but I want to do something different, so we're going to take the yarn, that's what it's called. Sorry, guys. And we're going to tie it to the frame. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around and we're going to do it like it's a candy cane. That is the plan. And let's see how it works because I have no clue. This is just something that popped in my head. Give me a second, y'all. And I thought it would look really cute and I definitely wanted to try it, so. I just got to figure out how exactly I'm going to do this. So I'm thinking, I'm just showing y'all what I want to do. I want to do it like that. And I think I'm going to glue it in some spots to help hold it down. But this is the idea. You're going to do so much of the white, then go into red, and then back to white. So let's try this. This is something new that I just thought would be really cool. I don't know if somebody's done it before or not, but I've never done it. And I just really wanted to try this. So, let's see. I think that's going to be enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut and I'm going to try to tie it here. I'll try to tie it here. I can remember how to tie a knot, y'all. I'm having dumble on moments. But I'm not going to worry too much because I am going to be hot gluing it down so that it stays better. So give me a second and I will show you the next step. Alright. Sorry. As we go, of course, I'm going to be adding glue to key spots to help hold it down. So it doesn't move. And then we'll be moving on to the red now. Just want to let this dry a little. Actually, I'm not going to cut that. So I'm going to let that dry while I move on to the red. And you're going to do the same thing you did with the white. This is why I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to take the red and I'm going to tie it. It does what I want it to do, that is. Sorry, my fingers don't want to do this right. going to tighten the knot, of course. And I'm going to cut that. Oops, ignore that. And then of course I want to add glue to the knot so it stays. And then we're going to do the same thing with the red that we did with the white. We're going to just loop it. And it'll come out starting to look like a candy cane. And I'm not going to attempt to count how many times I go around. I'm just going to do it until I think it looks good, and then I'm going to move on. Of course, y'all are welcome to count y'all's if you want. But I just think, I'm going to tell you, I don't know where I came from this idea. If someone else has done it before me, awesome, because I just thought this was a really great idea. And of course, while doing this, once you're finished with this, if you want to add anything to it, you can. I don't want to do that. I'm happy with it the way it is. Just this. Okay, so that's that for that. Cut. Wait a second, y'all. This is not easy for me to do. I know I want to do this, but then when I try to do it, it doesn't want to do it for me at times. There we go. Stay in there. No. There we go. Again, I'm going to add the glue here so it doesn't move. And then we're going to go back to the white. And we're just going to keep doing that. So, let's move on to the next one and I'll show you. I don't think you're going to need me to show you this all the way through, but I do want to show you at least another time and then I'll go on. But it is, again, you're just going to do what you think is best. And because I don't want the glue showing, I'm going to try my best to cover it. And we're just going to do it again. Remember, don't be afraid to be creative with this stuff. I think it's so cool to come up with ideas of stuff you've never thought of before, or never seen before. So don't be afraid to experiment. Now see, I'm not even very far on it, and I am liking how this is coming out so far. I just wish I had a way to do the yarn different. It'll be more of a headache as I go further and further. Wait a second, let me try something. So I'm good with that. And now I'm gonna cut. I hate when I also and there I go. Another one down. So I'm gonna get this done, and then I'll show you how I'm going to do these two. So we're going to move on. Alright y'all, so I'm done with this part. We're going to move on to the next part. And this is not a fast process. It does take some time. It took me about an hour to do this. But you don't want to go too fast because you want to make sure you get it right and that it looks nice. So now we're going to move on to the next part. And I'm going to start doing it different because now that it's curving, you're going to have to go separate, so bear with me while I do this. So I'm going to do like I've been doing up to a certain part, and then when it starts curving, I'm going to have to go separately. Now, just to let you know, if y'all wanted to, you do not have to use this thin of yarn. You can use thicker yarn and it will go faster and it'll still look good. I mean, especially if you have that really fluffy yarn, I think that would look really cool. But this was the yarn I found and I'm fine with it. I think it looks good. It's one of those ones where I want to say beggars can't be choosers. I got this yarn from Dollar Tree and this is what they had. They had some fluffy yarn, but there was no red and white. Also, as you all know, not all candy canes are red and white, so you could pick different colors too. So I'm sorry, y'all. finish this off a little bit sooner than I would because I want to move on to the next one. So that means stopping with the white, which I could go on and still use white, but I'm doing this a little different. So of course I'm going to tie it off. So, we'll do that. I'm going to add the glue like I normally do. And then we'll go on to the next step. Excuse me. I will be turning back around. I just want to get it tied. It looks like I'm only going to need the one skein of each color. I'm not going to need the other one, but I can always save that for another project. Even if I want to do another one of these, I can do that. So, but I didn't want to only buy one and then find out you needed two or more. So, I always try to buy extra. And then sometimes I buy extra and it's still not enough. So, keep that in mind. So, give me a second. I'm going to flip this around and get this glue off of here. Right. So, this is going to be a little bit tougher because of how I have to do it. So, bear with me. So what I'm doing is I'm not going around the whole frame. I'm just going around the top candy cane. Ouch. Sorry. And when I get this done, I'm going to do the same for the back part. We're just going to go around just the one because it makes it look right. You don't want it to look too wide. And of course we're picking red for both sides because we're following the body. So you don't want to do one red and one white and then you got white and white. You see what I'm saying? Give me a second, y'all. This is a little trickier. Now, I wasn't 100% sure how I was going to do this, but this is what popped in my mind for this, so. So I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on this. It's getting a little easier now with this. Oops. Tell me what y'all think of this. So what I want to do also is oh, dang, I forgot. can't believe I forgot what I was going to tell you. Well, if I remember it, I will definitely share it. So. But see how that's looking already? I think this is so cool, y'all. I am loving this, and I'm so glad it popped in my head. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I got this and I flipped it, I don't know why I didn't do this in the store, but when I got this at home after I bought them and I flipped it, I was so disappointed to find out that I wouldn't be able to do what I wanted to do with it. So, I'm so glad this is working. And I think every wreath I've ever made that had a wreath frame like this, I did 2 of them. Alright, so one more. Alright. And I'm going to cut it. And I can't finish because I still have to do the other, so just let me tie this and then we'll get on to that. Give me a second. I need to fix a part. Alright, so now I'm going to do this side. It's going to be a little bit harder to do. So I'm gonna tie it off over here because it's gonna be hard to tie it off on the other end because I already have one tied off. So, we're doing the same thing we just did. Good for the other side. I'm sorry, y'all. So I'm doing this to show y'all how this works. So just keep in mind, this is not a fast process, but it's well worth it when you get it done. It comes out looking amazing because I haven't even finished it and I think it looks amazing. So sorry, this is the hard part. Sometimes it goes right over, other times it wants to give me problems. You know, when I was first deciding to do this, after I figured out how I'm going to do it, I was a little worried about the red and the red, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to look fine. Because it technically is not. I thought it would look too wide, but I don't think it's going to look too wide. One more. Alright, so now I'm gonna cut that off. Sorry, y'all. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna tie it like I always do. Now we're going to move on to the white. We're going to do the same thing we just did. If I can get it to do what I want, y'all. I don't understand why it wants to give me a headache at times. Alright. Simple, and I know you've seen me do this quite a few times, but I'm showing you the tricky spots, how you need to do it so that it works, and that's why I'm doing it like this. So and this is a pretty tricky spot. Alright, so give me a second. Alright, so now we're going to take and we're going to do the same thing we did. Oops, wrong way. I don't know why I forgot which way I was doing it, y'all. But we're going to do the same thing we did with that red we just did. And don't worry if you don't like the way it's coming out. You just do it different. I do try to cover up the red as best I can and the white when it's the red that I'm doing. So now, I'm just going to talk about some stuff because after this one, I'm just going to finish it and then show you what it looks like because I've already showed you how to do it all. But you can always stick other embellishments on this, like bows and bells and, you know, even a Christmas floral or something like that. It does not matter. I'm not going to do that because I just want it like this. But just remember, you can do it however you want. Sorry. This is getting a little hard. I'm getting poked by the frame. And you see it's doing exactly how I want it to. It's keeping this a little tight and it's spreading because that's usually how a candy cane looks. So I'm happy that it's doing that. So I think one more. I'm fine with that. And I know I've been cutting it a little bit longer, but I was having problems with the shorter one. And I'm just done. So I'm going to do the longer one. And I always leave a little tail on these, and it's fine. So you're gonna do this the same way you did that, and then we're gonna finish it out. So, all right, y'all, that's it. This is what it came out looking like. It took about 2 hours to finish it. Like I said, it is a very intensive project, but it's a very simple project. I think it looks great. I am absolutely in love with it. I hope y'all liked it. If y'all do, please, please, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below because it does help my channel grow. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.